what? I need to be doing a lot more, or putting a lot more effort into these videos, I think. Coming in to check the tumbler, we got stuff tumbling in here. It's loud. Oh, it's getting wet in there. There are 100 titanium vegetable peeler handles in there, not the blades. A little bit of an issue with them, they're kind of clumping together, so I've got to sort that out. It never seems to end, the problems, it's funny. It's a real sort of perpetual, never-ending problem. How to put parts together so that, you know, they tumble well but don't stick to each other, but also don't sort of all, you know, there's tons of different things that can happen. I mean, look, there's only meant to be 2 together here, and we've got a whole bunch, you know, and it was bigger than that. That's just it split up a little bit. Yeah, it's just, yeah, never-ending problems, but, you know, that's just part of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to empty the tumbler, take all the parts out, see if I can sort of tweak it a little bit so they don't tangle up again. It's always interesting. You know, it's funny, most things I try fail, pretty much. Like what you see, you know, if you've been watching my videos, you know, you see things I do, water jet cutting stuff, you know, milling stuff sometimes, you know, a lot of tumbling. I mean, you know, I've got cable ties attached to these just now. It's just an experiment, and so far the experiment, it's not really working, you know, I mean, it's all tangled up. And obviously with tangling up, they've pressed into each other in certain ways, and they've left marks on all of them. So I now have to go back and retumble them again, sort of from pretty much from the start. But you know, it's just part of the process. I used to when I first started 3 years ago. Actually, it's kind of noisy. When I first started around about 3 years ago, when something went wrong, like some little thing went wrong, I would be like, oh, what a nightmare! Like, oh, you know, what a loser I am, and you know, everything, you know, nothing works, woe is me, all that sort of stuff. But, sort of, you know, it would happen again, and again, and again. And, you know, now it's just like, now it's just what it is. It was so, you know, it felt so bad, and it felt like, you always felt like a failure. But, you know, it's just amateur thinking. Like, you realise, no, you're failing all the time. That's all you're doing. When something works out, it's like, damn, that actually worked. Like something I thought about and thought, oh, I'll try this. You try it and it works, and you're like, that's unbelievable. Like, so, you know, you learn that it's like, it's just failure, failure, failure all the time, and you just make the most of what actually works. I mean, I'm kind of just reflecting a little on my last few years in business, and well, certainly in this business, and it's just funny to think back, you know, how, you know, you just tear yourself up when something, you know, like went wrong, but there's really no such thing as anything going wrong. It's just, you know, you just do stuff, you know, the outcome doesn't matter, you're just aiming for the end result. And whether it works, you know, it either works or doesn't work. There's no wrong or failure or anything like that. It either works or it doesn't work. That's really the way you've got to look at it. You know, and someone said, weirdly enough, in a comment, he said, it was just a comment that struck me. I mean, I'm getting like hundreds of comments a day, and I don't even have time to read them now, unfortunately, on some of my YouTube comments. I try to, but I just don't have the time. Never mind reply to them. But somebody said, he says, I know it sounds weird, but This guy, meaning me, looks like he never gets mad. And you know what? That's an astute observation. That's actually very true. I don't get mad. I can't even remember the last time I got mad. Like, mad, angry, whatever. You know, it's all just, it's like life is a big experiment. I don't know. I think I might just be talking for the sake of talking now. So I am just gonna be quiet and keep working. Sorry, that sounded like I was telling you to be quiet. I wasn't doing this. I was telling myself to be quiet. Yeah, right. Work. Just arrived home, and there's a package there. Now, I need to tell you something about that package. I know what it is. It says on the box. I'll tell you something important about it in just a minute. In fact, I'll show you what they are. Oh, at the start of this video, you saw me wrapping up a massive block of titanium. That's like a, I don't know, $600–700 block of titanium. It's like 4 inches by 4 inches by 8 inches. It's huge. What that is, it's something I'm sending to Singapore, sending it to a company there to do some test cutting on it. I'm thinking of doing a new method of cutting my parts, or at least some of my parts. And so I basically bought that, imported that from America. I'm sending it to Singapore. This stuff ain't cheap. Just part of the process of like trying to improve sort of the quality and you know the consistency of the products I make. So that's what that was, just in case you were wondering. So you know, like fingers crossed to see how that goes. Now I will be honest, it's probably not that exciting for you, but it is exciting for me. The reason I want to talk about this package is someone on YouTube sent me a message and they said, "Hey Magnus, can I send you these?" Because he saw me struggling on the milling machine. I was struggling getting things straight. I wasn't using like the proper tool I should have been using when vicing up, like when putting like titanium blanks in the vise, you know, for machining. I was just using like aluminium, extruded aluminium bar, which wasn't a good thing to use. And I knew that, but it was just really rough, and it's all I had on hand at the time. You know, I wanted to keep making videos. And what these are, what are they called again? Parallels, machinist's parallels. So this fellow, I won't say who it is, just in case he doesn't want his name mentioned. But you know, if he wants to chime in the comments and say he sent it, you know, go for it. But he sent me these. He said, "Hey Magnus, can I send you these?" And you know, I knew immediately they're you know, they're not cheap. And shipping, you know, I don't mind saying shipping, $75.95 for shipping. So this fellow offered to send me these for free, has sent me them. The shipping was not cheap. Well packaged actually. This guy knows what he's doing. So we will. So parallels. Have a look here. So zoom in a bit. Not zoom in. Focus, I mean. So look at these. These are pretty damn good. Machinist's parallels. So this helps me get widths and things straight, and you know, make things accurate for machining on the milling machine. So, oh, I don't know how that goes back in. So, why do I bring this up? I bring it up because I want to thank this guy for sure. So thank you. I'm pretty sure you're going to watch this video. it's pretty damn exciting. I should have opened this not on video, because like I'm grinning like a Cheshire cat, but you know, who cares? The reason I want to talk about it is there is a weird thing on YouTube, and I don't know if it's just a numbers game or the type of audience or something, but it happens on YouTube and on no other platform. Not on Instagram, not on Facebook, I don't think I've experienced it, or you know, just on my website, emails or anything like that. People asking for stuff for free. I'm not going to spend any time on it because, you know, any YouTube person has probably seen it. You know, I get asked over and over again, private messages, spinners, just to give stuff out for free. You know, maybe some people think it's enterprising, but it's really not. I mean, truthfully, I don't really have anything to say about it, but I do have something to say about this fellow sending me machinist parallels, just saying, hey Magnus, can I send you these, and sending them to me, and they're not cheap. Believe me, they are not cheap at all, and neither is the shipping. And I'm just like, wow, that's unbelievable. Not only is it, you know, something of value, it's something that's really helping me. He's watched the videos, he's watched my struggle, and he's been like, this'll help you. And I'm just like, that's amazing. Like, that's what gets my attention. Like, I'm not asking for people to send me free stuff, you know, like, I'm not asking that. I'm just saying, this got my attention. This is like the opposite of asking for something for free. It's like, he's like giving, and I'm just like, I feel the urge to, you know, to give back to him. And you know, I've been in contact with him, and I've, you know, but you know, hopefully I can help him out in some way. But yeah, like I don't want to talk about the asking for free stuff, because I mean, I don't know why people do it. It's, if that's how you lead your life, that's fine. But you know, giving, you know, if you can start with giving, I think that's the takeaway here. I thought I would do a few more questions from the questions I got asked the other day, about a week ago actually. Last couple of videos I've done on YouTube have been me just answering questions, but I thought I'll intersperse a few today. So, skipping the repeat questions. Do you like showing all of your work on YouTube, or does it make it more complicated? I don't show all my work. I just show you projects that I think are interesting, as well as these sort of like vlog style videos. It doesn't make it more complicated, but it makes it harder. Like, I'm not very good at multitasking or anything like that. Like, it's really difficult. Like, I'm trying to learn the machining process, for instance, and when I'm trying to record it as well, it's so difficult. Like, I've just got to be like focused so much the entire time. You know, I'm trying to get a good shot, but trying to make sure the camera doesn't get covered in coolant, and I'm trying to learn what I'm doing. I'm like watching the machine, and like that's just not even like scratching the surface of like what's going on. I mean, if I knew exactly what I was doing, and running the machine was just automatic or automated, you know, it'd be a lot easier. I can focus on filming, but it's two difficult things at the same time, so it's tough. It's really tough. Are you okay? You seem sad. No, I'm great. I'm awesome. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just because I have a like sort of quiet demeanor, persona. I don't know, but yeah, no, I'm all good. Magnus, will you ever make a somewhat cheap or at least cheaper fidget spinner? I've answered that before. No, definitely not. Remember the followers you had before you went spinner crazy? Yes, I do. How is the jet-powered skateboard coming along? It's on hold. I think I answered this before, so yeah. Hopefully in the next few months, maybe. A little bit random, but do you play rugby? No, I don't. Do you ever plan to start a gaming series? Now, you mean like gaming, like computer gaming on YouTube? Definitely not. I'm just not a computer game kind of guy. Where can I get a vasectomy? I'm not sure. Probably want to start with speaking to your local doctor, I would imagine. Magnus, make an ultra thin fidget spinner. Yes, possibly. That was more of a demand than a question, but yeah, I'll think about it. I wouldn't mind doing that actually. A couple more. Oh no, that is it. There's like 5 there, but the complete repeats of what I've done before. So that's like a little bit of a celebration, a little bit of a pat on the back for me. Actually, probably not. I shouldn't be so arrogant about it. I said I would answer every question. It took me a week, but you know, that's however many hundreds of questions answered. Right, Back at the workshop. I am back down to see if the adjustments I made on the titanium vegetable peelers earlier are working, and seeing if they're bunching up again. Fingers crossed. It's not looking good. So it's kind of worked, kind of not. I thought they were all jammed in one place, which I think they were kind of. But that's because the whole thing had filled with water. Now it wasn't meant to do that. That wasn't, as you saw, it was just like water coming up and it was sort of submerged in water. That wasn't meant to happen. I didn't set it up correctly. It's meant to basically just look like this, dry and be really noisy. But they weren't tangled. There was not a single tangle amongst them. If you look at all these, I just pulled them all out. They're all in pairs, which is good. But there are little scratches and things on them. I'll give you one as an example. You might not be able to see it. Let's see if I can. It's really difficult to see, but you see that little lighter area just there compared to the rest of it? You sort of see a couple of bits there. And then a little one maybe right there. Truthfully, it's really difficult to see. I mean, I can see it here, but on the camera it's really tough with this wide angle lens. But it's there on sort of a few of them. But I don't know if that happened. I have a sneaky feeling that happened when they got tangled earlier. So yeah, we'll just run it again and experiment again. I don't know where the time has gone. It's suddenly dark outside. So, you know, I don't really like filming inside. The light's always so bad, but I think I am going to have to call it a day at that. I'm looking very orange. I'm going to call it a day at that. I will leave you with a quote. It is by Seneca, and he said, "All cruelty springs from weakness."